Hi guys, I just thought I'd do like a quick explanation intro because you might be wondering, like why this topic and why this video, and also like some of the questions that I asked the Federation, you might think are a bit heavy or like, why is she being so paranoid? But I don't know to say. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of a background into like why I'm doing this topic and why I'm asking the Federation some of the questions that I'm asking, right? Most of you probably don't know that my 3D matrix job, like a few days a week, like I work in aged care. And it's a job that I really, really love to do. Like if I have to work in the 3D matrix world with COVID-19, like there's a lot of extra policies and procedures that are being put in place, like in aged care. And particularly down in Melbourne at the moment, I just let you know, like I'm in Queensland, Australia, and we only have one active case like up here, like at the moment. So even though we have extra policy and procedures to do with infection control and stuff like that, it's still pretty chill. I don't have to wear a mask at work, and just a few extra things that I have to follow. But other than that, like it's still pretty relaxed, right? But I'm just been following like, what's been happening down in Melbourne, Victoria, because to do with aged care, because it could end up setting a precedent for the rest of Australia, right? The other states and territories. And so like I'm just following along with what's happening down there. And at the moment, because they've had such high numbers, like in aged care, the care workers themselves are being subjected to fortnightly testing. If they want to continue like in their work and in their role, they have to get tested every fortnight, right? Now that's pretty invasive enough, but my thinking is that, okay, well, we can see where that's heading when vaccinations come in, right? Or where that could possibly be heading with to do with vaccinations. And because I'm working in aged care, and that could affect my future in the role, or my decision to stay like in the role. I had some questions about, like vaccinations and what to expect. And so some of the questions, like you might think, oh, that's like heavy. That's not, that's not going to happen. We can see the force that's been used, like down in Victoria, like in Melbourne, like the physical, like force. And so that's why I'm asking some of the questions that I'm asking, like in this video, right? We can see what's happened in China. Victoria sort of like has been following along those kind of lines. So because I work in the industry, hence my Q&A with the Federation, and I just thought I would share with you guys. Yeah, so I hope this video finds you all well, and let's head straight into it. So today, I thought the topic would be the big C, COVID-19. Although I think most of us by now know, or think we know, like what's going on. I thought I would go ahead and ask DC12 from the Galactic Federation of Light and try and get some insight and some answers from them, because sometimes they can put a different spin like on things, and just sort of talk more about the energies. So settle in. I don't know how long this is going to take. I've got about like 8 to 10 questions. Sometimes that answer multiple questions all at the same time, and I might be able to skip ahead. So we'll just see how we go. I'm already getting tongue-tied. Okay, so I'm just going to settle myself in. Okay. All right. We're tapped in. Imbosu tornata kite. Yeah, get the chimes again. Insi torna. Thank you for that. Amaho tete kiselana arna e. All right. So, first question. Again, I like to keep it like fairly open. Like, don't want to ask anything too specific. Like in the beginning. Bornata sa totoist arna e. Ilo o. I got to keep them tied up like that because it's pretty windy and they'll blow away everywhere, scatter. So I'm just going to ask them, DC12, the Federation of Light, what can you tell me about COVID-19? So just leaving it open. What can you tell me about COVID-19? Okay, bringing me back. I hope one day I don't go over the end of this balcony. Okay, so what did you bring me back? Ise torana. Okay. So they're saying, yeah, step away, step back, step out of the drama, step out of the chaos. Okay, they're saying to me, you don't need to worry. And be concerned about that. They're saying the powers that be are taking care of it. Inkolo orna orna. Okay, they're saying, yeah, there's multiple teams, there's multiple efforts. Okay, they're coming from all angles. Okay, they're going, so they're coming from higher up, they're coming from lower, and they're coming from all sides and angles. But yep, they're pulling me back. Whoops, sorry. Is there Torana? Because I was just saying in my mind, like then I was starting to ask them a question and I was saying, yeah, but like I am worried about it. Like I am concerned about it because you know, because we need to prepare, like, you know, like maybe we need to prepare, maybe we don't need to prepare because like, you know, like you know, you put that kind of like worst case scenario in your head. Like if they come knocking at my door and they're trying to force it upon me, you know, like I want to be prepared. Like what am I going to do? How am I going to approach it? Okay, but okay, so what do you say to that? In boy. Okay, they're saying it's a game. Step out of the game. It's a game. Step out of the game. They're going, it's that easy. Step out of the game. Okay, yeah, they're saying you don't have to participate. You can be an observer from the sidelines. So they're showing me like a stadium, like a football match, right? All right, yep, get your popcorn ready, right? Okay, now they're showing me it's like a tennis match, you know, like I don't know if you've ever been to the tennis, but I only went to the tennis once. The Australian Open, I think it's called, and you're going like this, your head's going like this constantly the whole time, like it's back, forward, back, forward. And they're just saying to me, yeah, like it's a bit of a tight match at the moment. Okay, but they just said to me then sooner or later they're going to tire out and they're going to, okay, they're saying one, they're going to get sick of playing like the game because they're going to tire out, they're going to wear out. We are going to tire them out, we're going to wear them out. Okay, so but yeah, because we're constantly challenging them. Okay, they're saying to me like now, they could change tactics. And they're showing me the submarine, like looking through, you know, the scope, the telescope of the submarine.
What does that mean? Importai que se toist arnai que se tatatai. Umboeke eotai. Okay, moving back and forward. Que se, oh, do you want me to come back? Ese. Like that was a little bit hesitant there, like, so were you actually trying to tell me there's hesitation? Impase tornai te te te. Can you confirm that a little bit for me, please? Was that okay? Back and forward, tipping over, forward, back, forward, whoop. Okay, yeah, toing and froing. Okay, there's a difference. I just want to explain the difference because when they move my body forward and back like that, right? So when you see me, like when they pull me back, like really fast, like that's actually, I can feel that in my feet, like they're pulling, like they're moving my feet like back. Whereas the difference between like there is that they're just, my feet, I feel like my feet are stable, like, but they're just moving my body back and forward. And so they're going, yeah, there's this instability, like to and froing. Thank you. Okay, they're saying, because I was saying, like, who's like, what's unstable? Is it them that's unstable, or is it us that's unstable? And they're going, no, there's a certain level of instability, like there on their part. Because we challenge them and then they kind of don't quite know what to do, like about it. And so, like that telescope, the submarine with the telescope, it's sort of like almost like, yeah, okay, like they're sending their spies like in, or like they're observing. Okay, observing, thank you. Like observing us from a distance. Okay. So I'm just asking them about that observation because they're giving me the image like of a submarine, like a telescope, and you know, they're looking, so I'm asking them, like, are they using devices, like, to observe, like, us? Are they using devices? Yes and no. Okay, partly like, no, because we are being like very vocal, like about it. Yeah, but they're using devices. Okay, so they're saying like, yeah, it's not so much video surveillance, but we're putting it on our devices out there for them to see. Our discontent. Okay, what else do you want to tell me about that? Okay, they're just saying we're starting, okay, they're saying we're starting to make a difference, right, because we're starting to get them worried. Okay, they're saying, yeah, like they're starting to realize that this is not going to be as easy as they thought it was going to be. Okay, hence, okay, they're saying, yeah, be prepared because hence they might change tactics, right? Okay, they're just saying to me, you need to have your game plan on. But you just told me to step out of the game. What do you mean by that? You just said to me, step out of the game. Yep. Okay, so I'm just trying to get some clarification, like from them, like there. Okay. So you told me to step out of the game, then you said get your game plan on, and then you pulled me out, like again. Imbuto ornate que se tatata. Like, that's confusing. What do you mean? Ipa se tornate. Okay, so. Okay. You get your game plan on by stepping out of the game, right? Yeah. Ese torna. Refusing to participate. Ese tornate que shatana alana arna que te. Yeah, and they said, you know, they're observing us from a distance, like, you know, we step out of the game and then like observe as well, like, you know, what's going on with them, but don't engage, disengage. Okay, they're saying disengage. Iborna tekest arna tekese to e ke tata e ke tata a uikinaka. Yeah, it's they're saying, yeah, if you refuse to make a move, okay, all right, they're expecting us to react a certain way, and if we don't react like that way, it kind of like throws them for a loop, and then okay, they're saying they're trying to get a reaction out of us. Ese tornat shatana ase tornat tututu oi kimate. Inke se tornata shatana ase tatata eke shete. Okay, they're saying you only add fuel to the fire. Like if you participate, ese tornata kitesh orna, you only add fuel to the fire. Impo se tornata ke shatana alana arna ese tutututu eke. Okay, they're saying the best plan of attack is no attack. Ist orna kise toto est aeke. Amba yekana arna ese toto ekilana arna ataya. Just seeing if they want to say anything else before I move on to the questions. Ist arna kise toto no way. Okay. Okay, I think like they just said to me like then, you know, like we're toing and froing as well, like, you know, like it's hard, it's not easy because like we do get drawn in and then we step back out and then we get drawn in and we step back out. They go, just stop the toing and froing, just get out, just step out. I don't know, and I'm just saying to them, that's easier said than done sometimes, like, hey, okay, yeah, they said they understand it's a process and it's a practice. Okay, yeah, so they're saying just practice. Just practice stepping out of the zone. Okay. Okay, because we're trying to control the situation, right? As well, like we're trying to control the situation, and they're saying, yeah, it's about letting go of control. Letting go of control. We say, yeah, they're just bringing me back to that state, like of, you know, that core state of peace. Of, you know, total relaxation and release, and that sort of like openness, and yeah, it's letting go of that baggage, right? Letting go. Okay, it's still, like it always comes back to, you know, letting go of, you know, like that weight, like that heaviness, so that we can stay light and stay high vibe. Stay in our vibration, stay in your frequency, stay in your zone. They're saying stay in your zone. I'm going, yeah, that does feel good. I wish I could just be in that zone all the time. No wonder the monks went to sit and meditate on the mountains, hey? Oh, so beautiful. So that was interesting, and I've got some questions, and look, you know, like, I know they're probably a little bit 3D, the questions and stuff like that, but, you know, like, it's, if it runs through my mind, sometimes it's running through other people's minds, and, you know, like they said, you know, they're probably going to tell me the same thing, step out, step away, but I'm just going to ask the questions anyway and just see what they've got to say. It doesn't hurt to ask. If they keep just pulling me out, I'll just stop. So, that was kind of like, wait and see, here we go. Okay, another open one before I get into the more specific ones. What do we need to know about COVID-19 specifically? What do we need to know about COVID-19? Okay, they got me swaying, but it's just a little sway, like so. Just trying to get some answers on that. Okay, they're just saying like this toing and froing, it's not gonna last long, they just said. Okay, it's going to get worse before it gets better, so, you know, it will come with, like, in depth stages. Okay. That's the waves, I guess, comes in waves. They're just giving me the number 3. They're going after the number 3, after the third wave. Okay, they're just saying it starts to peter off. Okay. So, ise tornata shatana ase tutoi. Okay. They're just doing like little back and forth, so little back and forth, so they're going, yeah, don't, there's still more to come, right? But they're saying again, like, don't get caught up in it, don't get concerned, don't panic, don't worry about it, because I don't know, if we, you know, like, remove ourselves from it, okay, yeah, we're not feeding it, we're not feeding the energy. Okay. When you don't feed something, it withers and dies, right? Okay, you're going that it won't just be like, you know, like a snap of the fingers, like it will cascade down over okay, they're saying over a short period of time, so not too long. Is it tornata que se? I'm just getting one year. Que se tornata satana as arnaki. Okay. Que se tornata? I'm just asking them then, like, do you want to tell me anything else before I go on to the next question? Tornata. Okay, no, they just said they just wanted to add that in to the, kind of combine that with the first one. All right. Oh, a blank one. No question. Okay, so I know they've just told us to step out of the game and everything like that and not to worry about it, but I'm still going to ask these questions that I had written down anyway, just see like what they say. Okay, will they, like in inverted commas, we all know who they are, right? Will they produce a vaccine for COVID-19? And if so, will it be effective? Like, will it work? And when I say COVID-19, I'll put that in commas as well, right? Because we know all about that too, you know. Okay, so will they produce a vaccine for COVID-19 and will it be effective? Like, will it work? Okay. So they're going no, like that's a no. And because I asked two questions, I'm going like, well, I should have just really asked one. Like, okay, let's go back. Will they produce a vaccine? Will they produce a vaccine for COVID-19? No. No. Okay. Isi tornata kite ush ornata tata isi torna. Okay. I'm just thinking in my mind, right? Because it's all about the questions, like, and how you ask the questions to get the answers, right? And like when I said COVID-19, well, you know, there is no COVID-19. So like, of course, they're not going to create a vaccine for it, right? Because it doesn't exist. So they will possibly call it a vaccine for COVID-19, but that's actually not what it is, right? So when the federations say no, of course, like they're not going to create a vaccine for COVID-19 because it doesn't exist. I'm going to ask them for clarification. Is that what you mean? Like they're not going to make one because it doesn't exist? Okay. That's a yes, right? Okay, so I'm on the right track there. Okay, so I said it doesn't mean that they're not going to create something. It's just not your traditional vaccine, right? So how can it be effective then? Like, okay, if it doesn't exist. It's hard. I'm trying to get my head all around this, you know, like, so I'm just thinking like, okay, so like if it doesn't exist, then they're not going to produce a vaccine for something that doesn't exist. So how can it be effective? Like that is like a little bit redundant, isn't it? That question. So, well, if they're not going to produce it, they're not going to produce one that's going to be effective anyway. I don't know. I'm confusing myself. Okay. All right. Now, you know, like, sometimes we know the answers, or we think we know the answers, but I don't like to assume that I know the answer, so I still ask the dumb questions, right? Because you just don't know, right? So, so this next question is the so-called virus COVID-19 a cover-up for something else? If so, what? So I should make that. Let's just ask one. Is the so-called virus COVID-19 a cover-up for something else? Yep. Yep. Okay, so what is it a cover-up to? Again, bit of a dumb question, Kai, but we want to ask anyway. Okay, what is it a cover-up to? Can you tell us? Okay, I'm just getting clarification on that, because sometimes that's a no and sometimes it's like step away. So can you just confirm for me, like, what's the question? Okay, is the so-called virus a cover-up? You said yes. Okay, what is it a cover-up to? Okay, when they're taking their time like this, they're thinking about if they're going to answer me, how they're going to answer me, how much information I should know, need to know, all of that type of stuff. So, what's it a cover up to? Okay, they're not actually like being like forthcoming, so I'm asking in my mind the possibilities, right? Is it a cover up to genetic manipulation of the human species? No. Okay, well, if it's not that, like, what is it then? I'm just going like AI, like AI. Has it got to do with AI? No. They're making me play a guessing game at the moment. Okay. So they're saying no to genetic manipulation, no to AI. Kise tornada se toi kist arna. Okay. Buto est arna kise to oiki. So I'm just asking about the intelligence marker. Like now, has it got to do with the intelligence marker? Well, no, just leave my arms open. Has it got to do with the intelligence marker? No. Kita est orna kise to umbrabai. Okay, so I'm trying to think. I'm asking them too, like, are you playing with me? Like, because, you know, if they keep saying no, 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 partly that can be because, like they said before, it's like step out of the game. Don't add to it. Don't, but I'm going, yeah, but we need to protect that. ourselves, don't we? We need to know what's going on. Most unusual. Okay, am I missing something? Am I missing? Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Is there more to it than what we already know? Is there more to it than what we already know? Okay. Sorry guys. Okay, so all of that I just stated, is that just part of it? It's just part of it? Yep. Okay. Okay. Okay, they're saying this is even bigger than what we actually know, right? There's more to it even than what we've discovered like already. Okay, like there's more information is going to come out. They're going, this is just the start, this is just the beginning, right? Okay, so the hydrogel, like, is that, like, is that part of it, like, as well? No? They just said that's a separate component. Though, okay, that's a separate component. Okay, this will come in stages and phases. So their plans obviously are coming in stages and phases. Okay. They're going, it's not any one thing. It's broad. It's broad. It's much broader than that. It's much bigger than that. Okay, but obviously they're all tied in together, right? So can you let us know what the more is? Like, like you said, it's more than what we already know. Can you let us know what the more is? See, they're thinking about it. Okay, so they took me forward, back. But they're not giving me any, like, information, any words or images, like, Brunei? What does that mean, forward, back? Like, can you clarify that? Can you give me an image or words or anything to go with that? Okay, they're talking to me, right, at the moment, like they're talking to me. Yeah, okay, I'm getting it. Sorry, guys. Get there. Okay, that was just a yes because we were having a conversation then, me and Jessie 12, and they just put me forward yes, like I'm getting it, because there was back and forth going there and I was asking them questions. So the images they gave me, right, was they said, watch them pull a rabbit out of their hat, right? They're going to pull a rabbit out of their hat. It was like the magician that has a card up its sleeve. They've got it's like okay, they give me a secret weapon. It's like they've got a secret weapon, like a secret that only even a select few know about, right? The Federation were telling me they're hoping that it won't get to that point. That's why they're not really discussing it with us, because they don't want to feed that. Yeah. They're going to me, huge, right? Huge plans. Over the top. Imbost ornateke se tornatekata, ula harna ende, tuturu ost orna eke se tutotokust orna enda tata, ese tornatutukutukush orna, imbut ornateke se tutototo. But they're saying it's unlikely. Is it torna that it will get to that point? Is it torna so whatever it is linked. Like this is just the beginning. Like the COVID-19, the so-called vaccination, like is just is it torna yeah, it's setting things up for future plans. That was me and them having a bit of a back and forth, right? Okay, sorry, I just need to ask him a question. Sorry, guys. I just asked them, like, should I just tell you what they just told me? And they go, no, probably better not. I have to keep you guys out of that one. For your own safety, not so much like for your own safety, but it's just like, you know, like you don't need to know that stuff because you don't, you know, like they said, they don't want us to feed it, and they don't think it will get to that point. Like anyway, so what's the point? And they don't want to unnecessarily worry or concern people, right? So some of these questions might be null and void now, like we'll just see. Okay. They kind of did like answer this one. Wouldn't they? Maybe not specifically. So this question is, if they produce a COVID-19 vaccine, will it be harmful to our DNA, our blueprint and genetic makeup? Right now, that seems like a dumb question, but you got to ask the questions, right? So they just said before, I think from memory, that I know. They were kept pulling me back and saying, no, it didn't have to do with our DNA blueprint, but like that was that, and the AI and the hydrogel and stuff. It was like they were just trying to tell me that no, that's not the only thing. So like there's more happening and stuff like that. So, but I don't know, it's hard for me to remember sometimes, like when I'm channeling and stuff like that, it's like, and speaking light language and translating in English, and then it's like, what did they just say? Like, so I'll have to go back myself. So I'll just ask this question, see what they say. If they've already answered it, I'm not sure. If they produce a COVID-19 vaccine, will it be harmful to our DNA, our blueprint and genetic makeup? Bornai? Imposi torna tekete shtanai kiselo orna atatatai ikise torna usht orna atatatai impase torna. Whoa, they're just going impossible. Ipesetor. It's impossible. Why is it impossible if they're going bito ush orna tekiseto toto ush orna tekite orna a? Okay, they're going, okay, let's be more specific like now, like because we've already raised ourselves above that. There's already protection systems in place. I'm going, tell me more, right? They're saying you have been prepared for this for a long time. Okay, you knew this was coming, like your body knew this was coming. Okay, I'm getting burps and stuff, like that's got to do with clearing stuff. Rising up. Okay. Oh wow. Okay. So the so-called COVID-19 vaccine is a 3D matrix construction, right? And if you are operating and vibrating like in 5D, it can't touch it. Because that's down here and you're up here, right? Okay, they go that. I don't know, like, you know that song, like, can't touch this. Like, I'm not a great singer, but can't touch this. You can't touch this. Wow, okay, that's awesome. So I'm just saying to them, God, like, even if they tied us down and, you know, like forced it into us and stuff, like, you know, like, is that, like, are we still protected? 그래서 yeah, go say. Into what not? Okay. Esse torna. Okay. Those that are operating in 5D, obviously, right? Isto orna to those that are operating in 3D, like no. So they go, you need to know where you stand, like you need to know, and they're going, this is why. They're constantly saying for us to, you know, connect to the light and anchor it in and to raise our vibration and our frequency. And like many people think, well, you know, like there's all this stuff going on, and you know, like how can me just raising my vibration, my frequency and stuff, like assist and aid the planet and everything is because you've raised yourself to that level where, you know, this is not going to have like an effect. Isi torna takishata orna o kise torna to so to is orna kise. Yeah. Completely different vibration and frequency. They're not a match. Isi torna kise to is orna. In kise torna tatai kise tor is orna ki te. Yeah, so they're going, you're a natural repellent. Your body is just they're just showing me, you know, it's like you knock on the door, there's nobody home, like, you know, like even if they inject it into your system, like it will go around the system, but it can't get in, right? It can't get in. So if they inject it into your blood, it's not actually going to get into the cells. But of course, they're saying, you know, we want to avoid that in the first place. That's interesting. Thank you. Okay, so that takes me to like my next question. And we've only got a couple more to go. So I'll try and move quickly. Will a COVID-19 vaccination be forced on us against our will? Or will we maintain our freedom of choice going into the future? Will it be forced on us against our will, or will we maintain our freedom going into the future? It's interesting they haven't done any energetic clearing today. Or not much. Is it? Okay, they're saying, yeah, of course, like you always have free will, right? You always have free choice. But even you have free choice in how steadfast you are in your free choice, right? Your free will. And they're going to try it on, right? Of course, they're going to try it on. Yeah, they're going, it's a battle of the wills. They're going, how strongly do you want this? How much do you want this? So, if you give in freely of your own choice, right? Okay, if you stand strong, steadfast, and as horrible as it sounds, like they're showing me like, you know, like whipping, like even if they're whipping you, right? You know, it's those and I don't know, they don't normally give me such harsh images, right? But they're just trying to get like their message across. They're saying like even those who feel so strongly about it, like even if they were being tortured or whipped, would not give over their will, right? Their free will. But okay, but I was asking, like, will it actually be forced on us, as in physically forced on us, as in like we'll be held down and given it? No. They just said to me they're barbaric, but they're not that barbaric, right? Okay, it still comes down to you know, a battle of the will, a battle of the mind. Okay, how strongly you believe in something. How well you can hold your faith and trust. Okay. Yeah, so they're just telling me, you know, like the whipping scenario they gave me, that's just like their level of coercion. Like, they're not going to physically like whip us and hold us down barbarically like that. But okay, that's a metaphor, right? It's a metaphor, like for they're trying to break us down. They're going to try and break us down. Okay, through different levels of coercion, they'll go through different stages, they'll try different scenarios. They're going like trying on socks for size, you know, like, oh, that sock didn't work, well, let's try this one. Like, okay, they're going, this is why it's important for us to stay mentally, physically strong, like as well. And yeah, so this is why it's good for us to focus on ourselves and focus like on our, you know, our general well-being and, you know, like our immune systems, our mental well-being, our mental health. Keeping ourselves in peak condition. Yeah. Because they're going, both sides are trying to wear the other side down, right? Thank you. All right. Okay, so I'm just asking for those who do choose the uptake of COVID-19, what effects or side effects will it have that we need to be aware of? Is there any side effects that they need to be aware of? Impulsi tornata satana alana arna ekeki tototoya. Okay, first of all, they said too many, too numerous to count, right? Then they showed me the respiratory system, then they showed me the immune system, then they showed me that dumbing down the intellect and the IQ. So they're the main ones. Okay, they're going again. This is for the people in the 3D. Because those in 5D are shielded. So I'm just asking them, well, you know, like what, like, those in 5G like wouldn't choose to have it like anyway, like obviously, like would they? Okay. Yeah, because my concern, like, was that we would inadvertently be given it through another means or method, right? Because what if for, you know, some reason I'd have blood taken for something else, or, you know, maybe I was in hospital for something and I was unconscious and they gave it to me unknowingly, you know, like all of that type of stuff. They're going, yeah, even if you were unknowingly given it, if you were at that state, at that level, they're going, no effect. Ese tornata I, okay, okay, so then the last questions, all right, isi tornata kite, thanks for your patience, everyone, because that, you know, well, this relates to what I just said, because when my daughter was born, my daughter has not had one vaccination. She's 21, right? She has not had one, not one. And like we were towards the end of her schooling years, like high school, like we were being coerced by the government financially, right? We had our family tax benefits cut off. In the beginning, even when she was like in childcare, I couldn't get her into childcare like in the beginning. Like primary school was not a problem because at that stage I had a medical exemption for her and they couldn't deny her. But now, like, they've totally abolished that. You can't even your child can't even have a medical exemption. So I basically got her through high school just. And then even when she left home, and she was 17 and a half when she left home, they were still badgering us until she turned 19, right? But she's never had one. But when we were in hospital and when I had her, I didn't know anything about the vitamin K injection. Like, I'd researched vaccinations and all of that type of stuff, but I had not heard about the vitamin K. And so here I was just given birth. I was totally delirious on my own. I had no family support like with me where I was. And the nurses came in and they were like, you know, she's got to have this vitamin K injection because, you know, like she could get petechiae and stuff like that. And I was like, you know, and I was in a really vulnerable like stage. And so I thought, it's just a vitamin, how that can't be harmful, right? So I allowed them to go ahead and do it. And when I saw them do it, like, it's an injection in the foot. And when I saw them do it, like, I just broke down in tears and crying and vowed never again, no more injections ever again. And so I do wonder, like, what is in that vitamin K injection, right? Like, you know, they tell you it's vitamin K, but what is it really? You know? So this is my concern, is that, you know, you might be going for something else and then all of a sudden, you know, you've inadvertently got it without even knowing or realizing. So, how can we best protect ourselves against being forced to have so-called COVID-19 vaccination? Can we do anything to prevent enforced? Boy? Is that a no, or are you pulling me? Borunai ke se te. I borunai te ke se. Buto e ke. Impo se tarunai te ke satana ai. Okay. Sorry, guys. Isi tornata ke satana, I'm talking to them. Isi tornata ke se. Okay, they said no. If they want to force it on you, they will find a way. Like, they can. Okay, they're saying don't give them the opportunity. Okay, so it's important to look after your health. Okay, okay, they're going, this is just for a short period of time, right? This is just to get us over the hurdle, past this scenario. Imbusi torcho tornate kite. Okay, they're going, it's just for the short term. This is not forever, right? Isi tornate kite te. Imbosha torna ornate kise ta. But right now, as things go, they're saying they're not going to force it on us. They're not as barbaric as that, like, so going back to that, but if they wanted to, they could, right? But they're not going to. But they're going, yeah, you know, like, this is why you need to look after your health, like, as well, and this is to protect yourself, because the least amount of opportunities that you give them, the better, right? Oh, I'm going, that's interesting. Okay, then they're just saying to me, then that's for your own peace of mind. That's your own peace of mind, because, you know, you haven't put yourself in that situation. You don't need to concern yourself with it. Okay, they're going, it's just the same as not taking, you know, staying off the pharmaceutical medications and stuff. So I'm just saying to them, but, you know, some people, like, they have conditions, you know, that they can't help it. Like, even though they try and, you know, keep their peak health and physical fitness and everything, it's just in their genetic makeup, you know, that they have these conditions where they might need assistance, you know, or or their life, you know, could be in jeopardy anyway. Just asking them what they say about that. And poi se tornata in poi, they're just going, it won't come to that. It's not going to come to that. Se tornata tatai. In poi che se tornata shatanai. In poi che. So I'm just asking them, like, are you, you know, just placating and stuff, like, in bush torna ornaki se tornata tatai, not at all, not at all. Se tornata se toto eki ta. It all comes back to vibing high. Ese torna. Ooh, ese. That's it. All right, so ese tornai ki se tena elana arna e se tototoya mahaya halana arna e ki se tototoy. So I feel before I go, I know this has been going for a while, but I'm just going to ask them to come in and just do like you know, like isi tornata kite, just to work with the energies and just to isi tornata kite, feel if there's anything that needs addressing from our meeting today. Ist ornai ki se tototoya. Okay. Buto e se tototombo shu tornai ki se tetataya. Okay, this is them clearing. Buto osh aronati ki se tornataya. Okay. Burunai. Buto burabai. Impota burabai. Impoto to uki. Isatana arnai tikut arnai. Karna isea. Horna taisi, shatorna tui. Korna taisi. Buto ese. Harnai kise. They're just going to me, you're a little bit uptight, Kai. Just a bit uptight. Like they're just trying to stretch me out a little bit. Go, yeah, it's because my car broke down. I've got to go get it fixed tomorrow. I'm a bit stressed. Okay. They go, don't worry, it'll all work out. It'll all be fine. Kise tornai. Boo. Kiste na aya. So, okay, so now they're including you guys in that. Hornata kise shatarnai. Imbolo hornai kise tana. Harnai tutotoya se tatata est. Arnai indu so torna. Mboseya. Moya kaya. Hoya shitana. Hornata kise tutotoya shitana. Arnai tento. Oh. Hai ki indo ho singi ataha. Ongi ki odongo shotongi singi tatataha. Ingo shotohoso. Imbahana ingi se toho shitini kina. Oda hingi se toho oishtaite. Bye. Oh my god, that feels so much better. Isi torunatikite. Thank you so much for joining me. Epise tornate setana alana arnai ikise toist I hiporna kiselena arna eke. Blessings to all you beautiful souls, and thanks to all my subscribers out there. I'm heading towards my first 100 subscribers, so yeah, I'm pretty happy about that. That'll be a bit of a celebration and stuff. I'm a little bit shy, so I don't put myself out there like too much, but I'm having a lot of fun doing these. So from our heart to yours. Thanks for joining us today. Boy. Bye, beautifuls. Impush, eke. Impa, aya.